For 2026, GM still has the top off-road truck in the segment. And I'll explain why here in a second. I borrowed this truck from Jerry Seiner, GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. Be sure to ask for Frank. And let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see the options and features on this build. At the very top is the description with the colors. And then this is a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause to see more. Now base price comes in at $66,800. And then here are all the options. So you have the AT4 premium package, technology package, sterling paint with the upgraded tires. Destination is $25.95 with a total price of $72,755. And then here are the Feely common numbers off to the side. For 2026, this AT4 did see a $400 price increase, and that's going to be for the short bed. And apart from that, I think that this is one of the best trucks in the market. If you don't know, AT4 does come standard with a 2-inch factory lift, right? And when you get this one, I don't call this really an off-road truck. I do call it more of a sport truck. Now the AT4X is the true off-roader because it really does upgrade a lot of the features on it. Now you guys see it has the premium lighting, projector style headlights, high and low beam. And then you have the LED fog lights down there. Because this is the diesel, it has the engine block heater, red recovery hooks, and you have your parking sensors with that camera on the front with the sprayer to clean it off, active grill shutter. So these trucks come pretty done up. Love the gloss black down below on the front end too. And you have like this dark gray-ish silver color with black accents on the grille. And when you get close to the headlights, you can see it says GMC right there. So this truck does come standard with the Rancho shocks, and as I said, 2-inch lift from the factory. Double wishbone. They do give you some stiffening on that lower control arm there, and that steer knuckle is going to be aluminum. Fabric material for the liner, and then here are the tires. These are the Goodyear Wrangler Territory MTs, LT 265/60, 20-inch wheel, 6-lug with 4-piston brakes up front. And in case you care to see the capacity, it's going to be right here. 2,335 pounds per tire at 50 psi code. You can get these fender flares painted on certain colors. I did check. There's a new color called Coastal Dune for 2026, and you can get those fender flares painted with that. Black mirror caps. This one also has the high clearance steps down below. More of that gray finishes right here on this badge. You do have these stationary lights too, and your blind spot monitor. Now in case you care to see underneath, they do give you a small skid plate for the transfer case right there. Up front you have some protection and splash guards on the front end. Smart key system for the front doors only. As I said, this is considered an off-road truck. I don't consider it. I consider it more of a sport truck in my opinion. That you can make it an off-road truck obviously because of the lift. And because of that, you can get the standard bed with the AT4. Ram nor Ford allow you to have a standard bed option with the Rebel or the Trimmer packages. So you just get more utility with this truck, and you can make it an overlander obviously. I like the upgraded tires that they give you here too. I believe it comes standard with Duramax if I'm not mistaken. And here's where we're going to fill up at. 24-gallon fuel tank. And then here's a quick peek at the leafs. You have 3 leafs in that main pack, more Rancho shocks, and they give you the liner E-coated frame. Disc brakes obviously in the rear, and you have those steps built in on that rear bumper. Dual exhaust, parking sensors out back too. You have that class 4 hitch, and you have the camera provisions right here. And 7-pin. Also, look at that. This truck's gonna have a 323, is it? That is a negative right there though. Donut style spare tire. You have an automatic locker too in the rear. And this is a big thing for these GM trucks. You have these multi-pro tailgates. Now I did notice they don't give you that grab handle anymore for 2026. They're always taking something away. Now if you're building your truck, you can get the sport bar out back if you like that. I would 100% get that carbon package, which gives you that carbon fiber bed. That's going to give you more payload with this truck too. 400 watts of power right there. And of course this multi-pro has a lot of different features. That power sliding glass was an option, but you guys see right there too, you have 2 camera views, one for bed view and one for that rear view mirror. And then here's a side view of the truck. This is where Ford and Ram just fall short. The fuel economy that this inline 6 Duramax diesel can get is far superior from anything that they offer. Even if I were to put this up against the Power Boost, this would absolutely kill it on the highway. And I would venture to say probably even in the city in most cases. Now with that being said, this engine was updated. It's the LZO, has the new fuel pump and injectors by Denso, which is a really good company. It also has new cylinder head with longer intake valves. They also changed the combustion, new turbocharger. They did increase the compression on this engine and thicker cylinder head gasket design. They also added an injector for the DEF system, which I don't think that's like a benefit in my opinion. I mean, I'd love to see the DEF system go away, but here we are. But if you do a lot of highway driving, this is the engine you're gonna buy because you're gonna get close to, at some point in the future, 30 miles to the gallon, because once this engine breaks in, it's even better. But as far as the horsepower and torque numbers go, 305 horsepower, 495 pound-feet of torque. So it did get a 28 horsepower increase when they did the update and 35 pound-feet increase over the outgoing LM2. 10-speed transmission behind it, and I believe I got that right, 323 rear. As far as the interior goes, GM is definitely a good contender here. They're not the best, they're definitely not the worst. I've always liked how they do their graphics on the interior. You have some black chrome as well, AT4 badge. Auto up and down for just the front windows. You can power fold the outside mirrors. Bose premium sound systems on this truck. It is an option, just keep that in mind. There's a few options on this truck as you saw on the window sticker. Power seat, 10-way. And these are going to be heated and ventilated. AT4 badge on the headrest. More of that Kalahari stitching and patterns on the seats. You have a power steering column. Ford makes that available on their trucks. It is an option. Ram still makes you do it manually. Love the grab handles they give you, and you get the black headliner on the roof. When you are off-road with a truck like this, your hands are dirty and you go up here to pull this down. If it's a light color roof, that's gonna look nasty over time, just saying. Let's go ahead and check out the passenger side. On this side, power seat. You guys see the dash? You have that nice material up there. Wouldn't call that leather, but it's definitely nicer than what I've seen in other trucks. Some storage right there. More soft touch on the dash up front and on the side. And you cannot use this truck for a bed camper. You guys see your floor mats with those removable carpet inserts out back. 60/40 bench. And as I said, this is a really nice truck. I understand why people buy these because they give you a lot of nice features. And yes, it is expensive. There's definitely a lot of money that you can spend elsewhere. Like if you want to get an HD truck with a gas engine, you probably can get one pretty close to this one. And here's your center armrest. Power sliding glass, as I said, was an option. And let's go ahead and jump back over to the driver's seat. Here's your push button start. Put in reverse. Have that 360 camera view. And as I said earlier, you have that bed view. You can zoom in here to check on your stuff. Also, you have that rear view camera mirror. Now if you put it back in park, this does go away. You hit the X, and then you have these prompts that come up that you have to get rid of. You can customize this screen to move things around on here. See that? And you can take things out of here. If you want to put your cameras over here, if you're not great at parking these trucks, sometimes it's just nice to have these here. So when you're pulling up, I'll show it to you here. You have that 360 camera view. And that way, if you want to pull into the parking space, you can kind of get an idea of how well you can park it. Now, I wasn't trying, I was just, just trying to just give you an idea. But yeah, you do have other camera views too on the sides here, out front and in the back. If you're going off-road, you can use this for that too. If you hook up to a trailer, there you go. And Apple CarPlay, Android Auto wirelessly. I do like the fact that GM does give you the climate control outside of the screen, but they're getting you used to using it in the screen, because I'm pretty sure next generation, probably next year, we're going to get a new Sierra. You're probably not going to have this anymore. I'm willing to bet you GM might be going away from this because it saves them money. Just keep that in mind. Now, you do have your lane keep assist, parking sensors can be disabled. This is your stop start function. You can drop the tailgate, caution light, traction control, downhill assist, trailer brakes right there. Nice materials for this center armrest. You have that perforated leather with that Kalahari stitching right there. Wireless charger, USBs, 120 volt power plug, deep storage, and up top, HomeLink. Now HomeLink is going to be an option on this truck too. LED lights. Here's your vanities too. They give you that warm white LED, which works better. And yeah, there's just so many nice features on this truck. I think that it's really hard to beat a GM product. One last thing I'll point out is, what other half-ton do you know have an exhaust brake? So when you get that diesel, they do provide that exhaust brake. Last thing to point out is you have that heads-up display. Are you guys ready to see the payload? Let's go ahead and check out that payload. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 3,800 pounds. The rear is the same at 3,800. Gross vehicle weight rating is increased because of the diesel at 7,200 pounds. 20 by 9 wide wheels. All-in payload is 1,453 pounds. You can tow up to 8,800 pounds conventionally. And this truck weighs 5,747 pounds on the curb. 15,000 pound gross combined weight rating. And tire pressure is right there, 41 PSI all the way around. Hope you guys liked the video. I think that if I were building one of these trucks to tow, I would definitely go with the diesel. Get the max trailering package if it's available with this truck, and of course get the standard bed. And as I said, that Carbon Pro package gives you more payload because of the carbon fiber bed. So yeah, be sure to check out Jerry Seiner's inventory. See you guys soon.